The Green Ocean Partnership is an idea to enhance biodiversity and use oysters as a nature-based solution for combating climate change. And what we're looking to do is to start to grow oysters in Dublin Bay using what's called oyster gardens. These oyster gardens are effectively marine boxes which hang from the marina, and they allow the oyster to filter the water and fertilise in July, August. A female oyster releases about 1.5 million eggs into the water. And the idea behind that is that they will attach themselves onto hard substrates like rocks and harbour walls and that type of thing. The oyster takes about 3 years to actually mature into an adult and will last for about 20. So the idea here is to create a brood stock for the oyster so that over time nature will take over, and that, you know, over the period of, let's say, 15 to 20 years, we'll start to see oyster reefs emerge around the bay. Oysters filter the water at a rate of about 200 litres per day, and so they feed on phytoplankton, they feed on algae, and they feed on nutrients in the water. So the nutrients in the water are actually what's responsible for things like algae bloom. So the actual oysters themselves compete with the algae for that, and so the water column becomes clearer. And this is really important because it allows the sunlight to penetrate through the water onto the seabed, which allows for seagrass and seaweeds to propagate and expand. And in addition to that, what the oysters do is they stabilize the ocean floor, which is really important as it protects the seagrass and seaweeds from storm surge from getting swept away. And then over time, we're hoping for that the actual oysters will expand, and what oysters like to do is they like to attach onto each other, and that what happens is an oyster reef starts to build up. And that is the key to actually be getting some kind of a nature-based solution for coastal erosion. The coffee that we've launched for this is the Green Ocean Kish Blend, and that's funding the work that we're doing here in relation to the oyster gardens. The coffee itself is sourced from Brazil and Colombia, and it's sourced directly from farmers. And the idea behind that is to make sure that it has a fairer and more ethical kind of provenance to it. So the coffee itself is a specialty grade 100% Arabica, roasted to a kind of a medium light, contemporary blend. Beautiful coffee, and again, all packed in fully recyclable bags and packaging. When we look around Dublin Bay, we see cormorants, we see seagulls, we see dolphins, we see porpoises. And what we're looking and hoping for to happen is that we will see an abundance of these creatures thriving and feeding in a really natural and sustainable ecosystem. So if someone was to ask me in 20 years' time, what does success look like? What I'd first off say is that we'd have a lot of oyster reefs, regenerating naturally in the bay, which are supporting seagrass and seaweed and fish and a whole healthy marine habitat. I'd also like to see, an awareness for, all of those who live around the bay, in terms of the importance that the marine environment plays to our day-to-day lives, and that is essential, because when people know, then we can all make much better informed decisions. If you would like to get involved in our work here with the Green Ocean Partnership, then let us know. That can be as simple as just volunteering, and there's plenty of jobs that need to be done, or if you wanted to sponsor an oyster garden. And it's open to everybody, both individuals, community groups, businesses, offices, whatever. We'd be delighted to have everybody involved. And as I said, it's a partnership. It involves an awful lot of people, and the success of this project is dependent on lots of people being interested and getting involved. So if you would like to do that, then please drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you and see how we can work on this wonderful project together.